Good day everyone, my name is Mawel Abdon from GEC01. Chapter 2, the National Anthem. Section 37. The rendition of the National Anthem, whether played or sung, shall be in accordance with the musical arrangement and composition of
Julian Felipe.
Julian Reyes Felipe was a Filipino composer of the music of the Philippine National Anthem, formerly known as Marcha Nacional Pilipina, now known as Lupang Hinirang. Section 38. When the national anthem is played at a public gathering, whether by a band or by singing or both, or reproduced by any means, the attending public shall sing the anthem. The singing must be done with fervor. As a sign of respect, all persons shall stand at attention and face the Philippine flag. If there is one displayed, and if there is none, they shall face the band or the conductor. At the first note, all persons shall execute a salute by placing their right palms over their left chest. Those in military, scouting, citizens military training, and security guard uniform shall give the salute prescribed by their regulations. The salute shall be completed upon the last note of the anthem. The anthem shall not be played and sung for mere recreation, amusement, or entertainment purposes, except on the following occasions. A. International competitions where the Philippines is the host or has a representative. B. Local competition. C. During signing off and signing on of radio broadcasting and television stations. D. Before the initial and last screening of films or before the opening of theater performance. And lastly, E. Other occasions as may be allowed by the institute. Section 39. All officials and employees of the national and local governments and any agencies or instrumentalities thereof, including government-owned or controlled corporations, privately owned entities of official displaying the national flag, and government institutions of learning are hereby directed to comply strictly with the rules prescribed for the rendition of the anthem. Failure to observe the rules shall be a ground for administrative discipline. Chapter 3. The National Motto. Section 40. The national motto shall be Makadiyos, Makatao, Makakalikasan, at Makabansa. Makadiyos expresses one's spiritual beliefs while respecting the spiritual beliefs of others. Makatao, being sensitive to individual, social, and cultural differences. Makakalikasan, caring for the environment and utilizing resources wisely, judiciously, and economically. Makabansa, demonstrate pride in being a Filipino, exercise the rights and responsibilities of a Filipino citizen. Chapter 4, National Coat of Arms. Section 41, the National Coat of Arms shall have pillways of 2 pieces, a sure and gules, a cheap argent studded with 3 mullets equidistant from each other. In point of honor, avoid argent over all the sunray on none with 8 minor lesser rays. Beneath shall be the scroll with the word Republika ng Pilipinas inscribed thereon.
For further discussion, let Ms. Princess Kyla De Besa discuss Section 42 to 45. Thank you.
Hi, I am Princess Kyla Ardebesa, BEd 1B. Bago magsimula ang ating talakayan, nais ko munang itanong sa inyo, what is the meaning of the Great Seal of the Philippines? Or may idea ba kayo about dito? Tama! The Great Seal of the Philippines Filipino, dakilang sagisag ng Pilipinas, is used to authenticate official documents of the government of the Philippines. And this is the picture of the Great Seal of the Philippines. So let's move on. What is the significance of the seal of the Philippine President? Do you have any idea? Yes, you are right. The significance of the seal of the Philippine President is the history and dignity. The seal of the President of the Philippines is a symbol used to represent the history and dignity of the President of the Philippines. Its original form was designed by Captain Galo D. Ocampo, Secretary of the Philippine Heraldry Committee, and patterned after the seal of the President of the United States. Lumakaw na tayo sa talakayan ng Chapter 5, The Great Seal. Ano nga ba ang nilalaman ng Section 42? Halina't ating simulan. Section 42. The Great Seal shall be circular in form with the arms as described in the preceding section, but without the scroll and inscription thereon. Surrounding the whole shall be double marginal circle, within which shall appear the words, Republika ng Pilipinas. For the purpose of placing the Great Seal, the color of the arm shall not be deemed essential, but tincture representation must be used. Section 43. Section 43. Where to affix the Great Seal, the Great Seal shall be affixed to or placed upon all commissions signed by President and upon such other official documents and papers of Republic of the Philippines, as may be provided by the law, or as may be required by the custom and usage. The President shall have custody of the Great Seal. But before we proceed to the next section, let me ask you, what is heraldic items and devices? Yes, you are right again. Heraldic and heraldic items and devices, as referred in the bill, are the coat of arms, seals, logos, ignitia, badge, flashes, patches, orders and decorations, medals, star citations, lapels, pins, trophies, dry wax or wet seals, and imprints on letterheads, envelopes, and cards. Section 44. Section 44. Adaptation of heraldic and similar devices. Any government entity, including the military, may adopt and appropriate heraldic items and devices, such as medals, coat of arms, administrative seals, logo, insignia, badge, patches, banners, and initiative awards. Citations, orders, or decorations, as may be authorized by the Congress of the Office of the President. In addition, the heraldic items and devices should seek to manifest the national virtue and to inculcate in the minds and the hearts of our people just the pride in their native land, fitting respect and affection for the national flag and anthem, and the proper use of the national motto, coat of arms, and other heraldic items and devices. Section 45. Section 45. Reportorial requirements. Such heraldic devices and items shall be filed with the Institute for Recording and Evaluation as to precedents, designs, costume, and traditions. The Institute shall promulgate the corresponding rules and regulations which shall be submitted for approval to the Office of the President or to Congress.
A pleasant morning to everyone. I am Chloe Abola, presenting the Section 46 and 47 of the Official Seals and Other Heraldic Items and Devices, and also the Chapter 7, Section 48 to 50 of the Penalties. Thank you, Ms. Maui Abdon and Ms. Princess Kyla de Besa. So now, let's begin with the Official Seals and Other Heraldic Items and Devices, Section 46. Section 46. It contains that all government offices, including the military, are hereby ordered to purchase all heraldic items and devices from manufacturers accredited and authorized by the Institute. Ito ay nangangahulugang ang mga tanggapan ng pamahalaan ay inuutusang bumili ng lahat ng bagay at kagamitan ang mga naturang bagay at kagamitan ay isa sa ilalim sa inspeksyon ng panloob na inspektor ng ahensyang bumibili at ng kinatawan ng COA gamit ang disenyo at mga detalyeng inaprubahan ng opisina ng Pangulo o ng Kongreso. Ito ay sa pamamagitan ng institusyon. Section 47 contains that there is no government official or employee shall accept any orders or decorations from any foreign congress, and also without the prior evaluation and documentation of such order or decoration by the institute. Walang opisyal o empleyado ng gobyerno ang dapat tumanggap ng anumang mga utos o dekorasyon nang walang pahintulot ng Kongreso, at gayon din nang walang paunang pagsusuri at dokumentasyon sa naturang kautusan o dekorasyon ng institusyon. Chapter 7. The Penalties. Section 48. The failure or refusal to observe the provisions of this Act and any violation of the corresponding rules and regulations issued by the Office of the President shall, after proper notice and hearing, be penalized by public censure, which shall be published at least once in a newspaper of general circulation. The Department of Education, Culture and Sports, and the Commission on Higher Education, upon the recommendation of the Institute and after the proper notice and hearing, shall cause the cancellation of the recognition or permit of any private educational institution which fails or refuses to observe the provisions of this Act for the second time. Nangangahulugan ito na ang pagkabigo o pagtanggi na sundin ang mga probisyon ng batas at anumang paglabag sa kaukulang mga alituntunin at regulasyon na inilalabas ng opisina ng Pangulo ay paparusahan ng pampublikong pagpuna na dapat ilathala kahit isang beses sa isang pahayagan ng pangkahalatang sirkulasyon. Section 49. The Department of Education, Culture and Sports, DECS, and the Commission on Higher Education shall ensure that the national anthem, as adopted by law, shall committed to the memory by all the students of both public and private educational institutions, and performed during the flag ceremony conducted in accordance with the rules and regulations issued by the Office of the President. In addition, they shall make available the vocal, piano, or band scores of the national anthem, as adopted by law, to all private and public schools, and as well as the general public.
Section 50. It contains that any person or judicial entity which violates any of the provisions of this Act shall, upon conviction, be punished by a fine of not less than 5,000 pesos, not more than 20,000 pesos, or by imprisonment for not more than 1 year, or both such fine and imprisonment at the discretion of the court. It is provided that for any second and additional offenses, both fine and imprisonment shall always be imposed. Also, provided that in case the violation is committed by a juridical person, its president or chief executive officer thereof shall be liable.
Sa madaling salita, ang sinumang tao o hudisyal na entidad na lalabag sa alinman sa mga probisyon ng batas na ito at napatunayan nagkasala ay paparusahan ng multang hindi bababa sa 5,000 piso na hindi higit sa 20,000 piso o ng pagkakakulong para sa hindi hihigit sa 1 taon o parehong multa at pagkakakulong sa pagpapasya ng hukuman. And here is Miss Crisdel Naines to discuss Chapter 8. Thank you, everyone!
Section 51. The Institute shall issue the necessary rules and regulations to implement the provisions of this Act within 90 days after effectivity. The Institute shall submit its rules and regulations to the Office of the President and the Congress of the Philippines. Section 52. The Institute shall also be responsible for the strict enforcement of the provision of this Act. It may call upon any government, department, agency, office, or government instrumentality, including government, corporations, and local government units, for such assistance as it may deem necessary for the effective discharge of its functions under this Act. Section 53. Separability Clause. If any provision or part hereof is held invalid or unconstitutional, the remainder of this Act not otherwise affected shall be valid and subsisting. Section 54. Repealing Clause. Any law, presidential decree or issuations, executive order, letter of instruction, administrative order, rule and regulation, contrary to or inconsistent with the provisions of this Act is hereby repealed, modified, or amended accordingly. Section 55. Effectively. This Act shall be effective 15 days from the date of its publication in Official Gazette or in at least 2 newspapers of general circulation.